أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجعلنا منهم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. We start as we always do, first and foremost by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank Him, we show Him our utmost gratitude and appreciation. We ask Allah to bless, protect, honor and compliment our beloved Prophet, our messenger, our teacher, our role model Muhammadur Rasulullah, his family, friends, companions, and everyone that follows the way until the end of time. We ask Allah to make us from those people that diligently and obediently follow the way until the end of time. O Allah, You are so perfect. We have no knowledge except for what You have taught us. So teach us those things that are beneficial to us and allow us to benefit from what You have taught us. As we reach the end of this chapter, we only have 3 more short hadith to cover. We might finish it today, but most likely we'll finish it next week, inshallah. So the 2 we'll cover today are quite short and quite succinct and to the point. The first one, قال المؤلف رحمه الله السابع أن أبي يعلى شداد بن أوس رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل لما بعد الموت والعاجز من أتبع نفسه هواها وتمنى على الله رواه الترمذي. Here we have a hadith narrated by Imam At-Tirmidhi rahimahullah, wherein he says that Abu Ya'la Shaddad ibn Aus radiyallahu anhu. So our companion here is Abu Ya'la Shaddad ibn Aus radiyallahu anhu. May Allah be pleased with him. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-kayyisu man dana nafsahu wa amila lima ba'da al-maut. Al-kayyisu man dana nafsahu. I'll translate briefly. The smart person is the one who controls their nafs, controls their soul. وَعَمِلَ لِمَا بَعْدَ الْمَوْتِ. And they work for and they do for what is after death. وَالْعَاجِزُ مَنْ أَتْبَعَ نَفْسَهُ هَوَاهَا. Whereas the dumb person or the stupid person or the person who has no control over themselves, they make their soul follow all of their desires and wants. وَتَمَنَّى عَلَى اللَّهِ. And then they have these large, lofty, and false hopes in Allah. Alright, so if we talk about the first part, the first part is talking about a praiseworthy person. The Prophet ﷺ is praising this type of person. He's saying that they're doing something good. And he says, Al-Kayyis. Al-Kayyis is someone who is like an aqil. They are a smart person. They are an intelligent person. They are a cautious person. Not too cautious wherein they don't do anything, but they look at what the consequences are going to be for something. They see what they have and they use it appropriately. Right? So if someone has, okay, I have 1 hour of free time, the kayyis is going to use it properly. They're not going to waste the 1 hour and then be like, oh no, I have 1 minute left. Or if they have money, they're going to use the money to make sure that they have food, make sure they have clothes, make sure they can pay their rent and their bills. And then if they have any money, then they'll do whatever. Or, if they have food, they're not just going to throw it away, right? They're smart. They see what they have and they use it appropriately, right? They are smart, they think, and they focus on what are the consequences going to be. If I do this, will it be good for me? Or if I do this, will it be bad for me? So what does this type of person do? They, man dana nafsahu. The person that withholds and controls and keeps a check on their nafs, on their soul, on their desires that they have. Meaning, if they want to eat, they just don't say, hey, let's eat. Or they want to look at something inappropriate, hey, let's look at something inappropriate. Or they want to go have fun, they don't say, hey, let's go have fun. Right? A smart person, an adult is going to be like, hey, I have to wake up for Fajr tomorrow, I have to go to work tomorrow, I'm not going to go to sleep at 3 a.m. I'm going to sleep at an early time. And they're going to hold themselves back. No, I don't get to do whatever I want. So that's what a smart person does. They know what they have, and to get what they want, sometimes they're going to have to hold themselves back. and control themselves and make sure they don't do whatever, because they have a goal, they have a plan, they have an expectation for themselves. And so when there's something good that they want to do, they think, is this good for me? Is this something Allah wants me to do? Is this beneficial? Is this going to help me? Okay, if it checks off those boxes, let me go ahead and do it. And then if there's another thing, okay, this might be something Allah doesn't like. It might be something that if I do it, the barakah is going to be taken out of my life. If I do this, it may be hard for me, to come to the masjid because Allah is going to block me from doing so. Or if I do this action, maybe it's going to cause problems in my family. And so they're like, I'm going to stay away from this. They're smart, they're intelligent. They realize their actions have consequences. Right? And even Allah, He tells us, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wal tanzur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad. Believers, have taqwa of Allah, be dutiful towards Allah, make sure you're doing what Allah tells you to do. And then every person, every soul should look and see and plan, what am I doing for tomorrow? If you waste everything you have today, what are you going to do tomorrow? So again, this is a smart person, a person who knows that there are consequences and there's something to do after that. And then وَعَمِلَ لِمَا بَعْدَ الْمَوْتِ, and they work for what comes after death. Right? This world, all of the pleasures and happiness that you want, you can do it in this world, right? You want to go and get money, you want to go and get fame, you want to go and have fun and party and do this and do that. You can do that, and you might have fun, but then what are you going to do after you die? Are you going to be ready to come in front of Allah knowing that you did all of those things? And so rather, this person, the smart person, the true believer, everything they do, they check and they think, is this going to help me on the day of judgment? Is Allah going to like this on the day of judgment? Right? Allah, He tells in Surah Al-Ghashiyah that the believers that have their faces are filled with nur and happiness. When you see believers on the day of judgment, they look happy. They look like there's light on their face. The other people, they just look like they died. They look like they are miserable. But the believers are happy because لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةً. They are happy with everything that they did. Right? On the day of judgment, believers, may Allah make us from those people who are happy on the day of judgment, we don't regret what we did. Sometimes we didn't go to places we wanted to go. Sometimes we didn't do things we wanted to do. But on the day of judgment, we're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret the extra time you came to the masjid. You're not going to regret the extra possible money you could have made because you didn't invest in something that was inappropriate. You said, no, this is not that good of an investment. I may make a lot of money, but it may be something in an industry that Allah doesn't like, or types of transactions that Allah doesn't like. And so you could have lost some percentage of money. But you're not going to regret it when you're standing in front of Allah and Allah's happy with you. Right? You can compare this to someone who takes a test. When someone gets 100% on their test, right? They pass the class, 100%, they get a 4.0, whatever. Or they get into the best school, they get into the best graduate school, they get the best job. Are they ever going to say, man, I shouldn't have studied as much? I wasted too much time. If you get the 100%, you get the job that you want, you get into the college, university, graduate school that you want, all of the time and effort you put in, say, Alhamdulillah. It was tough. It was hard. People said, why don't you come hang out with us? People said, why are you wasting your time studying so much? But when you pass, I did it. I don't need to try again. I don't need to work even harder. I did it. So this is a smart person. They work for what comes after death. They work for what comes after death. They're not wasting their time. And they're not going to do things that they're going to regret on the day of judgment. Right? Because how sad is it going to be, right, on the day of judgment, where people who get their book of deeds in their left hands, they're going to be thinking, why did I do that? 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 Right? ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية. All of the money I got, it's not helping me one bit. All of my power, my fame, my authority, it's not helping me at all. But the believers, all their money helped them. All their money got them into Jannah. All of their power and their influence, because it was for Allah, it got them into Jannah. And so they're always thinking, is this action I'm doing going to make Allah happy? Am I thinking about the consequences? Is this something that's going to negatively affect me on the Day of Judgment? If it's good, I'm going to do it. If it's bad, I'm going to stay away from it. Now, the next category. The category of people that the Prophet ﷺ is dispraising. He's speaking lowly of them. وَالْعَاجِزُ مَنْ أَتْبَعَ نَفْسَهُ هَوَاهَا. Right? The ajiz literally means someone who's incapable. Someone who is not capable. And so the word is used here. They're incapable of having foresight. They're incapable of thinking about the future. Someone who's smart, someone who's planning to go to Jannah, they're thinking about the future. What is my life going to be like? But the dumb person, they don't care what's going to happen tomorrow. They don't plan for what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy all that I can right now. Whatever happens, happens. And this could be in terms of finances, this could be in terms of education, this could be in terms of family, and most importantly, it's in terms of deen. It's in terms of religion, where they don't care, they're not worried about the consequences of making Allah angry and of going into the fire of hell. And so what does this person do, this dumb person, the one incapable of thinking and looking into the future? They make their soul, they make their own selves follow their desires. Whatever they want to do, they do it. Whatever they want to do, they do it. I feel like doing this. Okay, I'm going to do it. I feel like doing this. Okay, I'm going to go do that. Right? And a simple way, if we boil it down, and to one of the ways the scholars that work and focus on someone really having a good control of themselves is do this not just for worship, but for your food. Do it for the time you spend speaking. Do it for the time you spend hanging out. And do it for the time you spend sleeping. These are the 4 things that they say. Control these 4 things. Food, hanging out, speaking, and sleeping. Right? Because think about it. A person, today I want to go eat a burger. And they go eat a burger. Tomorrow I want to go eat pizza. I'll go eat pizza. Tomorrow I want to go eat nihari. I'm going to go eat nihari. Every day they say whatever I want. There's nothing wrong with that. But if they have the food at home, it's like, I don't care that I have food at home. I don't care it's going to go bad today. I want to go eat this, so I'm going to go eat it. Or I don't care that I already have a car that works at home and I don't have any more parking spaces. I want to go get another car. Right? And they're just doing whatever they want without any thoughts of the consequences. Without thinking, what's going to happen? What's going to happen tomorrow? Right? I don't care about school. I don't care about getting a job. I'll just, live on the streets and I'll do whatever I can and, whatever. I'll make it. There's people who Allah tests with poverty. That's one thing. But someone who's just like, I don't care, is the person, they just do whatever they want. They do whatever they want. And so they force themselves, they make themselves just follow their desires. I don't want to pray at the masjid today, I'm just going to stay at home. I don't want to fast. I don't want to give this much money in charity. It's fine. And so they just do whatever they want. They do whatever they want. Whereas the first category, they always thought, let me see, should I do this or should I not do this? The second person, it comes into their mind and they do it. It comes into their mind and they say it. It comes into their mind and they go and plan it. And what is the other thing that this person does? وَتَمَنَّى عَلَى اللَّهِ وَتَمَنَّى عَلَى اللَّهِ. This is an interesting part wherein literally would mean, like in Urdu, word like tamanni, right? They have hopes in Allah. As believers, we should have hope in Allah, right? We do irja, we have raja in Allah. We have hope in Allah. We hope Allah forgives us. We hope Allah has rahmah on us. We hope we get into Jannah. That's a whole, the believer is between fear of Allah and hope in Allah. So what is this talking about? Why is this a bad thing? Because this group of people, they don't have a hope in Allah of, oh Allah, I hope you forgive me. Oh Allah, I hope you let me into Jannah. This is an extreme where there's go, I don't care. Allah's Rahman, will let me into Jannah, that's fine. I don't need to worry about it. Where they don't care anymore. It's one thing for a believer to say, hey, I am worried, is Allah going to be happy with me? Oh Allah, I hope you're happy with me. I hope you forgive me. This category is, I don't care. I don't have to pray. Allah's Ghafur Rahim. Allah is the most forgiving. I don't care. I can sleep around and do drugs and do this and that. I don't care. It's okay. It's okay. Allah is Rahman Ar-Rahim. I don't need to worry. And so they take Allah's love, they take Allah's care, they take Allah's gentleness, and they basically make Allah their own slaves. They make Allah their own servant. Allah's going to do it. Sure, no problem. Right? And the one of the ayat, Ya ayyuhal insanu ma gharraka bi rabbikal kareem. You can read this ayah in two ways. For people who have despair in Allah. Oh people, what has made you, be deceived, or you forgot, or you no longer know that your Lord and Master is the most generous and the most kind? What made you forget that? These people who despair, Allah can't forgive me, Allah can't forgive me. Why do you think Allah can't forgive you? But at the same time, it's to those people who think Allah's going to do whatever they want. Why do you think Allah's going to do whatever you want? You have to work for it. You have to try. And yes, if you take one step and you truly hope and you try, we hope and believe Allah's going to take care of you. But if you don't do anything, why is Allah going to care? Right? Right? And Allah, He tells the Prophet ﷺ, نَبِّعْ عِبَادِي أَنِّي أَنَا الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي هُوَ الْعَذَابُ الْأَلِيمُ. Go and tell all of my servants that I am truly, without a doubt, I am Ghafoor, I am Rahim. I'm the most forgiving. I have the most kindness and gentleness. Don't forget that. Know that. Ingrain that in your brain and your heart. But He also tells them, وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي هُوَ الْعَذَابُ الْأَلِيمُ. But don't forget, my punishment is the most severe punishment. I will be gentle, I will be kind, I will forgive, I'll let things go. But don't cross a line. Don't cross that red line. And Allah says, Inna rahmatallahi qareebun min al-muhsinin. The rahmah of Allah is close and it's near to those people that do good. It is close to those people that do good. Right? And just again, a human example is, for example, actually there's a funny story of somebody I don't know who it was, but one of the professors at UCI, one of the last classes, or pretty much the last class, this is the last class you take in the software engineering program. The professor says, listen, you're all seniors, this is your last quarter, you all have jobs, you've all tried so hard for 4 years. He said, I've never failed anyone in this class. I've never failed anyone in this class. Just come to class, take the quiz, at least do something in class. Show me that you at least care a little bit. And then there was someone in the class, never showed up, never did anything, never turned in a single thing, didn't do anything, didn't even come to the final, didn't even take the quizzes, didn't do anything in the class. And the teacher's just like, what? Just do something. Turn in a paper. Do something and I'll pass you. I'll give you a C. But it's like, you didn't do anything. You didn't try at all. What? How am I supposed to be easy on you if you don't do a single thing? And so that's what this category is doing. I don't care what I do, Allah is going to do it. We at least have to make a first step. We at least have to try and put that first step there, and we hope and pray that Allah will handle the rest of it. And so we ask Allah to make us from those people that we are gayyis, we are smart, we think about what are the consequences of our actions, and we control ourselves. If it's good, we do it. If it's bad, we hold ourselves back. And we work towards what comes after we die, for what's in the grave, for the day of judgment, and for Jannah and the pleasure of Allah. And we ask and we hope and we try to be people who are not ajiz, we're not dumb, we're not incapable of thinking and having foresight. And we don't let our hearts and souls and our bodies and our tongues do whatever they want. And we hope in Allah, but the way Allah wants us to hope in Him. We don't have false hopes in Allah that Allah's going to do whatever. We hope in Allah, but we make that first step. Allah, I'm trying, so forgive me. Allah, I'm trying, so let me into Jannah. Oh Allah, I'm trying, so love me and be happy with me. May Allah make us from these people, and may Allah make us from those people whom He rewards us with these good qualities. Ameen. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجعلنا منهم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.